Hi, welcome to Draup Dialogues, place where we bring in the thought leaders and practitioners to come and share real life examples and best practices with everyone. So, we are very honored to have a very esteemed guest and a very dear friend of mine, Kieran Thakky, who's the director of marketing at HARMAN International. So, Kieran, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Vamsee, for having me.
Of course, sir. And, it's been a great journey with you for the past few years. And this is the time for me to pick your brains. So,
Absolutely.
Karen, since we started working last, 5-6 years, the whole world has turned upside down. With everything that we were used to do, it's completely different what we are doing today.
Absolutely.
So let's start with, one of the big things that is happening in the market today, which is everybody talks about data, everybody talks about AI, right? What is your perspective of how the change has impacted the marketing teams?
Now, ABM has evolved really fast.
Right.
Right. And within the ABM, we have big data, AI, automation, which is transforming it at a greater speed. Now, big data is where you get your intent signals.
Yep.
And based on these signals is where you can hyper contextualize your content. And at the same time, it is super important that your timing is right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And this is where your AI plays a bigger part, where let's say if there are two companies and they are looking at, cloud migration, or rather hiring cloud talent.
Mm-hmm.
And one is focusing on, modernizing their cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is looking at maintenance and management.
Yep.
Right. So that kind of detail is very important when you're really looking at ABM. And getting those insights from data and AI can help you contextualize your conversations better.
Right.
Now, to top it on that, I would say you cannot, as a marketer, do without automation. Given the way the technology is disrupting and the number of products that are coming out in the market, marketing needs to be on its toes. And automation is like your backstage crew.
Yep.
Now, within automation, it kind of takes care of all of your follow-ups, your, daily tasks, such that the team is focused more on strategy versus your spreadsheets.
So let's actually dwell into the different topics. And everything that you mentioned about data and ability to customize, it's the same data and ability to customize that all of your competitors also have access to, right? It's not whatever you aspire to, they are also aspiring the same thing. Whatever you have access, they also probably have the access to the same thing. So how are you going to differentiate your capabilities and your ability to kind of get the mind share?
That's like the holy grail of question, right? So see, we all have the same dashboards. We probably get most of these data from across channels, which look similar. It could be your traffic spikes to your intent signals or even hiring information, right? But then what really gives the edge is not the data itself, but how you make sense of it, sense out of it. And when we talk about that, once you make sense out of what the data is, it is also about how fast you act to it.
Right.
And for you to act, you also need to have systems that adapt to these changes.
Yep.
Right. And most importantly, what gets really kind of lost is how do you really kind of contextualize that data to kind of really appeal to that audience?
Yep.
Because it is not about running a campaign. It is about building conversations.
Yes.
Right. And only when you are talking to them at the time when they are most receptive is when your message will land.
Yep.
And that is where your storytelling narrative also needs to come in, because there is no more templatized way of sending out messages.
Right.
The better you understand your customer, how fast you can reach out to them,
Yep.
educate them, at the same time, kind of, have that system wherein you can understand how your messaging is performing as well and retweak
Uh-huh.
and reapproach. I think that is how you are able to differentiate between having a data
Yep.
versus building that rhythm and a far better resonance.
Got it. So what you're saying is like, once you have the data, it's all about having the agility, having the alignment, and having the right context, right? And
True.
probably the right channel as well. So, okay, wonderful. So, Kiran, in your experience in the recent past, what have been some of those intent signals that you said, wow, this is amazing that I can do something like this?
So, Vamsee, when you really think of intent signals, right, there are again multiple tools which offer you these signals.
Yep.
It could be Zoom Info, it could be Draup, it could be LinkedIn, right?
Yep.
So everybody has their own preference and choice. But then when you're really taking these intent signals, you cannot just go by one signal and approach to it.
Right.
You need to layer them on top to really make sense and to get a broader understanding on where the business is heading towards, where is the account heading towards. And it could be as simple as, let's say, there is a first party data that you get. It could be somebody who's consuming a lot of your automation related content, right? And at the same time, you have another organization who is looking for hiring patterns. There is an executive movement. So all of these things kind of add up to the overall business focus, and based on that is how marketers need to approach, versus betting on one intent alone and going for it.
Got it. No, I think that's right. I think what you said is completely makes sense, because there is nothing that says that, okay, if you know this, they are going to buy. You really need to kind of figure out there are 100 different things that makes it a perfect recipe. And you need to know all those 100 different things to kind of say that, hey, yes, there is a real opportunity. Yes, this is the right person. Yes, this is the right time. And yes, this is the right channel to reach out to them. Right. So I think that's absolutely right, Kiran. That's exactly what we are seeing across our other customers as well. And glad to see that you have already kind of deployed that kind of a framework to kind of reach out to organizations, right? So now, to the core of what we are talking today, right? Where do you see this AI journey is going to take the marketers, Kiran?
Now, 2025 is shaping up to be a year of precision, personalization, and speed, right?
Yep.
And AI has a bigger part to play in all of this.
Right.
Now, if you really think of AI, what was, what we used to talk about, AI, ML to NLPs to ChatGPT to, the different versions of GPTs, and then you have the agents that have come in, right? And the time that has taken to disrupt the market with AI as a technology is at a lightning speed.
Right.
So this is a great news for marketers, because you can't wait for one quarter for insights.
Right.
And now what has happened is you're getting data which is real-time behaviors at your disposal. And you have tools, again, powered by AI, which can schedule your messaging at timings which is best for that particular audience, right? For example, usually if you're targeting a North America market, you would schedule it at one time, and you hope it works for all the three zones.
Right.
But now, with the overall AI-powered campaign orchestration, what is happening is If there is a set of people in East Coast, they get it at the right time when they're most likely to open it.
Yeah.
Right. And even if your communication goes to spam or junk, that is tracked and you get to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can optimize your subject lines to really kind of, retargeting ads, how you can program these things for them to be dynamic and at the same time contextual.
Sure.
Based on the response of the target buyers,
Yeah.
you can have multiple options of these ads.
Uh-huh.
So AI is doing A/B testing for you and automatically
At
launching
scale. Yep.
what works best at scale.
Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right. I think it's a pivotal year, and we are just in that probably like at the very early stages of this transformation that we are going to see accelerate much faster and much disruptive force. One of the things that we track is trying to understand what kind of people are our customers hiring for their marketing roles, right? And in the last 2-3 years, we have seen those JDs and profiles change at much faster rate. Like we have some customers who are hiring for prompt engineering skills in marketing roles. We are seeing people talking about multinodal, multilingual experiences for marketing people, which was never sought out, right? So what do you think is going to happen to the people? Like I know probably 10 years from now, there is going to be a new set of people who are going to come and they will become like a AI native marketers. But we have people in our organizations. Yeah. How are they coping up with that, Kiran?
I think this is, again, there is a lot of debate on.
Yeah.
But then, in my opinion, you should look at AI as a tool that is supporting you to achieve greater outcomes, right? And again, adapt at a greater speed. Now, when you think of talent from B2B IT perspective, right? Marketers, like for example, I come from geology background, right? And I had to learn about cloud, AI, IoT, and that's a sheer interest.
Yep.
That curiosity. And to those times, to what we have right now, you're supposed to just work on or understand prompt engineering for chat GPTs. Like, for example, at HARMAN itself, we are piloting a GPT solution for use across the organization. So this is basically where employees can type in their own social media post in their own language, and automatically AI is going to refine that according to the brand guidelines and give the options to them. Now, pre-AI, let's say somebody has a post that goes up, marketing had to find that person, reach out to him and ask him to remove that post.
Yeah.
To today, wherein we are providing that freedom within that brand guidelines.
Got it.
So I think AI is more of an enabler. And also for the existing talent, they need to spend some time in understanding the prompts. And when we talk about the future, I think this will be our second nature. Who knew mobile could be so accessible to everybody, and today we are so dependent on that.
Right.
So tomorrow AI could be one other technology which will further enable us.
Okay. Another question. If you were to hire for a new person, what is that one skill that you started looking for in the post-Gen AI world compared to, like, say, 3-4 years ago?
So again, when we talk about skills, I've been having these conversations with my peers and colleagues as well. It's no longer about you knowing the technicalities, right? maybe if somebody was there who was working only on, email campaign specialist, now you have an AI to do that.
Yep.
But then I would not say, it is being replaced or the talent is being replaced there.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would say is, the overall thought process behind it is how intelligently you are able to scale
Mm-hmm.
both your team and your work. So really, when you talk about one skill, if I have to pick, that would be more in terms of curiosity.
Okay.
Like Walt Disney said, we move forward, we open new doors. That is because we are curious,
Right.
right? Every great marketer needs to have that curiosity and that why in
Mm-hmm.
him, such that they can dig through data, they can dig culture and make more sense of the overall resources that they have,
Uh-huh.
such that they kind of creatively address a problem.
Right. Right. So that's great, Kieran. So one last question. What's the one mistake you will not tolerate a marketer do in this world?
I think that would be not understanding your customer.
Okay. So basically, you are saying that with all the data and insights and intelligence that you have, saying that I don't know who they are is unforgivable.
Absolutely. What's the point? How will you hyper personalize if you don't know who you're targeting it to?
Right, right.
And what is the use of speed when, again, you don't have an ideal customer in your mind?
Right. Okay. No, that's, I think that's kind of wraps up our podcast, Karen. I really appreciate you taking time to walk us through. I think, there are a few real unbelievable best practices that you have shared. And more importantly, the things about, people always get worried about anytime there is a new transformation or a new disruption. People always say, wow, it's changing too fast. But the reality is, we have always seen the technology advancements are becoming shorter and shorter period of times, right? It's like, it's not going to wait for you to learn about how to use it, how to deploy it. It's going to make it very fast, right? And I think some of the things that you talked about, right, with all the data that you have, you need to act very fast. You need to bring the context of what you're trying to do and what your prospect or customer is trying to do. You need to align with what you can do for them. And more importantly, you need to figure out how best to reach out to them and create that. I think one of the words that you used is education. That I think is the fundamental characteristic of a marketer, to educate your prospect and a customer. So with that, we'll wrap it up. Kieran, can't thank you enough for being one of our early customers. Continue to support us, continue to push us to, to expand the horizons. So thank you very much, Kieran.
Thank you so much, Vamsee, for having me. And thanks to the Draup team. I'm really excited that I was part of this conversation where most of the sharp minds you bring in together, such that they share their thoughts about sales, marketing, and ABM. And I really can't wait how much of what we discussed today will be put into campaigns.
Yeah.
And I look forward for those results.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Vamsee.